This fear of man comes from forgetting Hashem. He explains to you why this fear actually happens. The only reason why you're afraid of anything is simply because you're disconnected from Hashem. If you were connected to Hashem, if you were connected to the God of all creation, you'd simply know that everything is part of His plan, including the stuff that doesn't look good, including the stuff that looks terrible, including the stuff that's horrible, including the disease, including the bankruptcy, including the Holocaust, including the crash, whether it's a crash of a plane or crash of a stock market. Everything is under the same umbrella called God. Everything is part of the plan. And anytime you're scared of anything, it's simply because you're disconnected from Him. You forgot that He's the one that's driving the wheel. After that, he says that every person experiences times when his efforts not only don't help him, but actually cause him harm. In this way, Hashem teaches us that all success comes only from Hashem. So the Bet HaLevi says that sometimes Hashem has to give you a personal lesson to remind you that your efforts are useless. So for example, about a decade ago, there was an Israeli astronaut that joined NASA on their next mission to outer space. And all of Israel were as excited as can be about this. The first Israeli in outer space. And they gave him a Sefer Torah. And everybody was as excited as can be. He was the best of the best. Very smart. Very everything. And to everybody's disappointment, the ship had one small, tiny little problem. Out of over 1 million parts that put together the ship, the rocket, 1 million parts. I mean, imagine just counting 1 million parts. Over 1 million parts, there was one screw that was slightly loose. That wasn't tightened all the way. One screw. Because of the pressure, that one screw is one too many screws that's loose. What happened? Maybe 30, 40,000 feet into the air, all the pressure on that rocket made the rocket explode in midair and kill everybody on board. Israel's aspiration to go to outer space failed. The one we had a few days ago where they got private money to get together about $100 million. I didn't read the whole story, but somebody told me that originally there was supposed to be $20 million coming from Google, but it never ended up coming. Either way, they got the money, they got the dream, they got everything together. They were as excited as can be. And literally, they saw the ship about to land on the moon. They saw it about to land. When you have an image from the ship within a few hundred feet of landing on the moon. It crashed and exploded. This too is Hashem. Why? Because the Bet HaLevi says that sometimes all of your own efforts are going to fail you. On purpose. You're doing not on purpose. You're trying to succeed. But Hashem intentionally makes you fail. Why? To remind you, He's the one that decides whether it succeeds or fails. If you attribute the success and failure to Him, you'll be able to continue moving in your life to bigger success. And you'll be able to see every closed door as another opportunity to find a new open door. If you constantly look at things as if you did it, you succeeded, you failed, you're going to have a very, very hard time getting over your losses.